Okay, this is the roofing material, and I'm doing a little extra underneath the shingles. There's a new vapor barrier that they're recommending, plus the felt and the shield guards, and then the little caps for the edge, drip caps and all that. But this is just 1/12 of what I've got to bring out, and the boat, you'll see it in the other clips, was pretty much, the water was coming up even with the nose on the way out. So I've got to plan it where the weather is calm. I don't think I'd be able to make that crossing if it was choppy or windy. I'm finally putting the shingles on, and that's my shingle warehouse down there. I've got several hundred there. I've got ones waiting up here, hanging off the edge of the ridge, the perlines. Those areas do come in handy. I also had to take off my baseball hat. It had a red Canadian emblem in it, and the hummingbirds were flying up right into my face. Back to the boat. If I make 18 more trips to the boat, I'll have this shipment that I just brought up here. I've done 3 shipments today. I'll have as many left to do again in the next 3 days, but I'll bring them as I'm progressing on the roof. I don't think I'm believing the no storm routine. Again, some packing material, heavy duty rubber mat, big thick work belt, not trusting the loops on that belt, but putting it around the whole belt, the hook, this hook. This might save me a lot of time and make it a little easier on my back when I'm hanging in space like this up there. I think you can get that. It'll, my theory is it'll spread the weight out a little bit more and not be cutting me in half all day. That's my plan. All right, back to work. Distance between the shingles, instead of carrying a ruler all around. This came in handy, I found that. The new belt. Hopefully that'll help. So this is the new roof / mountain climbing gear and my new rappelling outfit. Just have to change all the, I've got 3 different ropes thrown over the cabin at different spots, breaking it into 3 pieces so I can swing from one rope to the next, move over, rehook, move over, rehook. That's the plan. Hopefully without ripping it. Thank you, baby Jesus. Turn around. Get that out of my way. I gotta change my loop. On this loop. Make sure it's on. You also can't step on these ropes. Whew. All right. feel like I'm in the Igor sanction instead of doing a roof on a cabin. All right, down a little. I don't know why that's looking like it is. Time to do a little inspection. Again, you don't want to step on that and think it's a shingle. That's down. Then you're down. Okay, you get it? This covers that. Rain goes downhill off the roof. All right. Somebody up there or somewhere doesn't want me to die. This, since 1932, this wonderful company that makes safety belts for workers apparently uses cardboard to make their safety belts. This snapped while I was wearing it, in between doing two shingles, finishing them up. So I stood up, and that's when I grabbed the orange rope that this is attached to with the stainless steel hook. I heard a pop, and this is the pop. This quality item, brand new. This is what I hate about guys my age that took over companies that were this old. And they've let the quality of their craftsmanship go right in the toilet. And they don't care if people die. They don't care if things break. All they care about is their new yacht. I mean, people die with things like this when they're counting on them. Brand new, less than a month old, never used before. Pop. Wasn't pulling a truck with it. So that pisses me off. I got to keep working anyway. Can't believe that. But talk about lucky. If it would have broke 2 seconds earlier when it's hooked up to the climbing ropes, if it would have broken then, I wouldn't have had my hand on the rope. I had stood up, so I had the orange rope, and then you unhook this. But before I could unhook it, after grabbing the rope, I heard the pop, and the belt literally fell off. Not a good feeling. All right, I'll get over it. Again, I should be very happy that it happened when it did. And yesterday, I showed you the broken belt, and I didn't quit. I went to my homemade belt version, which is a little scary. So Dustin, who's done some industrial jobs, great guy, I told him what happened and showed it to him, and he has loaned me his harness. And once I figure out how to actually get in it, I'm going to put it on, and it might make the job a little safer. I am sure I have this on wrong, but I'm reasonably certain it'll keep me from falling off the roof. There's only one way to do this when you're tying it to a tree and you can't see the cameras. You've got to kind of start it yourself and then adjust the lens. We're going to grab the orange rope. All right. I don't know if you can even see this, but don't walk on a wet roof. I think this is going to work. Another thing, why I really want to get this done is it's getting colder in the mornings and you get a frost, and this side of the roof wouldn't be dry, until maybe late afternoon. Then you only get a couple hours. If I can get this side done in the next day or two, the other side of the cabin is the side that gets the morning light, which dries quicker. And those are things you got to think of when you got limited work time. Okay. All right, the test went well. I'm positive I don't have it on right, but I'm not going to go anywhere. I think it's August 19th. It's a Sunday. I'm 3 rows away from finishing the west side of the whole roof. It's 52 rows, 24 feet long each. And remember, I got to bring the shingles up there in groups. Can't bring them all up because the roof is like that. I've got 2 areas I can stack some. The big harness thing for yesterday, I really appreciated Dustin giving me that to use. I went back to my own belt, my leather belt, leather from a cow, and my work belt that's stitched material, 30 years old, wearing both of those, and then my climbing gear with carabiners. That strap's rated for several thousand pounds. They're expensive, but they're real. And my homemade 4-cord clip. So I put 2 of these on. I got around 2 belts. I'm trying to beat the weather today. I'm going to finish these 3 rows before the rains come. That way I can keep everything that's in the cabin on one half of the cabin, and it'll be bone dry, which will really be nice. I lose so much time cleaning up, drying up, packing up stuff.